Is it recording? It is recording. Okay. Hello, welcome to Candy Shoppe Yarns, where everything is sugar-free and high in fiber. I am Deborah, the owner of Candy Shoppe Yarns, and this is the ultimate destination for knitting and crochet enthusiasts. So welcome back. It is July 1st, 2024, and this is episode 30. There has been a lot going on lately. So in this episode, we will have a little life update. I will share projects that I have finished knitting and crocheting. I will share projects that I'm currently working on. I will have Happy Mail segment and finish with shop update. So let's get started right off with unbirthday party. Every year for my local knitting group, I host an unbirthday party. It is Alice in Wonderland theme, and it is a chance to celebrate everybody's birthday in our group all at one time, and we have so much fun. I shared a little video about that on my Patreon account, so you're welcome to go check that if you want to join. But that's just, to me, the highlight of the summer. I love it because I love Alice in Wonderland, but also I just love to spend time with my knitting friends, and we just have lots of laughs, and we always share really great gifts. So that's one of the things. We do a favorite things gift exchange. So everybody brings one gift they've wrapped up, a gift that they've wrapped up, and it can be handmade, purchased, doesn't really matter, but just something that you would love to receive yourself. And then we do an exchange kind of white elephant style. Normally, I am one that I love to shake things up and steal. So like in the game, you can steal or open a new one. And I love to shake things up, but I didn't do that this time. I felt like people were just really happy with what they had, and I didn't want to mess with it. Let's see, what else? It was Father's Day. We had the girls over and their families, and my parents came over, and we made build your own, what was it, Spanish rice bowls with Mexican street corn and grilled chicken. Oh, it was yummy, yummy, yummy. And I'm just trying to think, it has been so long, I just can't remember what we did. We've had so many things going on. One thing that we just did, I'm looking at my notes down here. One thing we just did was had a family vacation to Zion National Park. It was so beautiful, so stunning. While I was there, one of the gift shops, I always love the books in the gift shops. They're ones, it's like, I would never buy them, but while I'm there, I really want all of them. One of them was Stories of Mail Order Brides. I wanted that one so bad, but I thought I don't need that. What was another one? But what I was gonna say, one of them was a book of reviews from subpar parks. Is that what it is? It was they're on Instagram, and it's an artist that takes reviews from different parks and like bad reviews and illustrates them. And then there was a book on it. And so I loved the one for Zion's National Park where it said, "The scenery is distant and impersonal." Another one said, "It's just a bunch of red rocks." And I'm just thinking, we live in a world where everything is AI or manufactured online, movies, video games, virtual reality, like headsets. And so when we see amazing things in real life in nature, people are just like, could have done better. I'm just thinking, it is stunning. Oh, so pretty. So I wanted that book so bad. But then I thought, do I need to buy more? Now I wish I had bought both of those books. I really wish I had. Anyways, okay. I'm just gonna say it was so hot. It was, they had like a, I think all around the state and surrounding areas had like a sudden heat wave. And so, of course, that's when we decided to go out into desert where you're in full sun and the red rocks absorb and radiate the heat, and it was over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, it's been that temperature here at home, but it feels completely different here at home, where we've got grasses and shade. Anyways, we did some gorgeous hikes and stayed at an amazing, it wasn't an Airbnb, we called it a villa. Anyways, it was beautiful. Jason, my husband, his mother and stepfather came and stayed with us for 2 of the nights, and we just had so much fun. Then I came home and overdid it here at home. I'm just finding health news, not that anybody really cares, but I'm just finding it is much harder than I thought it was going to be doing the treatment for Lyme disease, and I'm not bouncing back like I thought I would. I mean, I'm still in the middle of treatment, and I will be for some time now, but it's taking so much time and energy. Sometimes I have 3-5 appointments a week with the doctor. It's a lot, but I am seeing improvement. I'm seeing, I guess what we'll say is I'm seeing results. So that's good. It's really hard. So I'm not finding that I'm able to do all the things that I thought that I could after a bit of time, and I do less, but it's okay. I made it through our vacation, and that's what I was so worried about. I thought, I'm gonna ruin our trip for everybody because I'll go and have to stay back at our little villa, and then everybody will have to go out without me, but then my husband will be like, well, I don't want to leave you here, and he'll feel bad, so then he won't go, and if he doesn't go, the girls can't go. It's like, it would ruin the vacation. So I was really thankful that I could participate, and I had a really great time. So I'll have a video about that also on Patreon coming up here in a few days, so you can see more about that. Let's get started on projects, shall we? What have I made? Okay, this is the one. It's so fun. I mentioned it on my last episode that I wanted to make these, and I'm just gonna warn you now, I have entered my crochet era. That's where I am right now. I know a lot of people talk about summer is for crochet. I never really got that. I don't know. I would knit year round. I'd knit sweaters year round because I thought, you know, I might make it now and not wear it now, but I'll be able to wear it in the winter, and it takes me so long to make them that I could do it any time, so it doesn't matter. But for some reason, now that it's summer, that's all I want to do is crochet. So I made 4 crochet granny square crossbody bags. I'll show you the very first one I made. Isn't that so fun? Okay, so it's made with 4 granny squares, 1 on the front center, same thing on the back center, and then 1 on each side that gets folded over. And then you wear it across your body like this. I put it on the other way. There's a zipper here, and I like the zipper to start at the top, but I put it on upside down. And I lined it, added a zipper. And this one is my daughter Nadia's, because I let her pick out the colors that she wanted, and she wanted this. the yarns that I used, and I'll show you some more in a minute, the yarns that I used were the hand-dyed cotton yarns that I got from my friend Kellie, Mimi K Makes on Instagram. She and I did an exchange, and the yarns she sent were just yummy. They looked like you'd want to eat them. And so I just so excited to dive into them. And I've made, you know, 4 bags now. So I'm down to scraps of several of the colors, just little bits. I have a little bit more of others. Luna, come here, girl. I love this one. And then this one, I have most of it left. Just worked out that way. I have a good amount of this one. My favorite one, I have that much. That much. It's just a soft baby blue with speckles that are just so pretty. Oh, I love it. Love all of them. So I've never made a granny square before this. Okay, it is a lie. I've made a sunburst granny square, but not a classic one. It was an, you know, all solid color, but I had never made a classic granny square ever. When I was growing up, my aunt who taught me how to knit, she had one that was sitting like partially done, that she had obviously started 10 years earlier in the 70s, 10, 15, how old was I? It would have been 15 or more years earlier. And she still had it out. I'm not one to talk because I have projects like that, but it was in, you know, like pea, swampy green, rusty orange, mustard yellow, just poopy brown. All those 70s colors that were so popular, and that is my least favorite color combination of all time. Yes, hands down, hate it. So I always say I never met a color I didn't like, but that combination of colors, no way. There's always a place that I could find to put in like the pea green color that would look good, but I would never want it with all the other ones, or rusty orange, whatever, but yeah, altogether don't like it. So that was my introduction to granny squares. And so that has seared in my brain, and for most of my life, every time I hear of granny squares, that's what I think of. You know, I just picture that and I'm like, nope, granny squares, not interested. But lately I've been seeing all these beautiful, beautiful granny squares on Instagram. I mean, I just had to do a little hashtag search on Instagram and Pinterest, and there are some stunning ones, and I decided it's time to learn. So it was very, very easy. Very easy. I just looked up on YouTube how to make a granny square. There are so many tutorials. I tried several different ones, and I combined things like different tips and tricks, and I found a video that had most of them combined into one. And I will link that video below of my favorite method for making a granny square. The only difference is I end mine with a needle instead of pulling it through with a slip stitch. I finish it with a needle to get a neat edge. So that's the only difference of how I make mine now. They're so fun, and that's all I want to make. So let's show you some more. Here is mine. This one I made with the blues and purples and pinks, and they're not high contrast, so it kind of just blends together, but I think it's so cute. And I have a different strap for mine. It is a plastic link chain, Isn't that cute with this outfit? Oh goodness, that's adorable. And it has little blue stars, or blue lining with white stars on mine. And then right here, I have other ones that I have made for my girls. So I let them all pick what they wanted. I just laid them all out, and then I let them pick what straps they wanted. If they wanted a woven strap or the plastic links for theirs. And it was kind of half and half. And I bought all of the straps on Amazon. So I didn't use a pattern for this. I just saw how it was constructed, you know, 4 granny squares. You seam them together. And then I did a row of the granny cluster stitches along the top border. And then I did 3 rows of single crochet, which are the UK terms. The size of the bag, the depth, is determined by how big your granny square is. And then the width is determined by how big it is, like times 3. So if you want a smaller one, do fewer rounds. If you want a bigger one, do more rounds. This yarn is a DK weight yarn, and I used this Purls hook, and it's an E. I don't know what that is. I don't know what E crochet hook is, but yeah, that's what I used. Here are the rest of the chain links. They come individually packaged by color, and then you just pick what you want and snap them together, and yeah, they're just fun. So now I just want to make granny squares all the time. I was really smart and I wove in my ends as I went. One of the bags I waited until I had all 4 made, and then I wove those in. That was not my favorite. It's not my favorite to stop and weave in ends every time, and you can't really crochet over your ends enough on the granny squares because it's gapey in between, and so you kind of just have to weave them in by hand, at least in my experience. I've seen videos where people did it, but I just thought it did not look secure enough. I hear all the time about people's tails coming undone in their afghans that they've made, like with granny squares, especially in the centers, and then the centers come open. And so I do not want, after all that work, for any of that to happen, so I'm going to make sure it is securely woven in. I did not start with a magic ring with crochet. Instead, I started with a chain 3 and then close that with a slip stitch and work into the center of those chains. So that's how I did those. And those are the perfect summer accessory, I feel like, because it's like something I could take with me to the amusement park where we go, because I could still wear it on half of the rides, and it's small enough that I could easily take it off and put it in a locker for the others. And can just keep the few things that I need with me really close and not have to worry about it being on my back. Like with a backpack, I often use like a mini backpack. I don't have to worry about it being on my back with people being able to access it. So I really like that. They're so fun. And I'll share some more yarns in Happy Mail that I got from that. After that, I wanted to do more crochet. So I didn't cast on. I started a crochet baby blanket, and this is one that my sister and Amy of Noble Character Crafts have both made quite a few times. I think my sister Emily, she is from Salt City Knits and Yarn Prairie. I think she may have used, I don't know, they both use a different blanket pattern, but they have the same look. I can't remember, there's different names. But the one I used is Rainbow Ripple Baby Blanket. It's a 12 pointed star, and it's designed by Celeste Young. And here it is, all done. I started it and finished it since the last time I recorded and we met. I really wanted to find a yarn like the cakes. What are they? Caron Cakes. I've seen them where they're a gradient, and I wanted to get two so that like I could do the gradient from the inside out and then the outside in. But I couldn't find any of those, so I thought maybe that's just in my head that I thought that they made those. But I found ones that kind of striped-ish. But once I hit a certain point, then it stopped really doing that because it gets bigger and bigger, and it was just variegated out here, or had a variegated effect. But I think it's very cute. I used two Caron Cotton Cakes in the colorway Frozen Yogurt. The biggest challenge that I had was finding two cakes that were the same color. Even though they said they were the same dye lot, they did not look the same. So I went to 3 different Michaels, and there's only 3 like that's near me. So I mean, there are some if I want to go further out, but I did not want to do that. And finally on the 3rd one I found matching ones. So yeah, I think it's very, very fun. And Nadia crocheted 2 rounds on this as well while we were driving home from Zion. And she said this would be so fun to make one for herself in a chunkier weight so that it would be bigger. I think it would be really heavy. I don't know. That would not be my favorite thing to make, but I thought this was fun. Up until, like, I was just loving it up until about here, like this till about here, about 1 cake in. And then I was like, yeah, I'm done. But I still needed to use the 2nd cake. I have this much left, and this could be enough for another round. Probably is. I'm not entirely sure, but I didn't want to get part way around and find out I didn't have enough and rip it out, and I was done. I was like, it's fine. I mean, I did want to use as much of the yarn as possible, but at that point I just decided, yeah, I'd rather not risk it, and I was over it. So I still want to find yarn that are like gradient cakes, but I think this is fun. So the thing I would say that I don't care for is I don't like baby blankets that have holes that little tiny baby toes and fingers can get caught in, and this definitely does. But I really wanted to try this pattern. It just looked fun and mindless, and it was. So I've made one, and I used an H 5mm hook, and this is a clover hook, and this is one of my favorites. I really like using this hook. It's comfortable, it glides through the yarn easily, so that was a fun one. I don't know how big this is. Let's see, let's go from tip to tip. About, let's see, this is about 36 inches, 3 feet, and then I've got another foot, so maybe about 48 inches, about 4 feet-ish in diameter, close to that. So I'm trying to decide if I should block this. It's cotton and acrylic. I don't really think that I need to. I don't think I'm going to. It would just help the points to lay flat. I was thinking, how am I going to block this? I don't think that my blocking mats are big enough, but I think I have a hula hoop that's big enough that if I got a hula hoop, I could link through each of these points and tie it out on the hula hoop. If it will fit that, I will block it. If it won't, then I'm not going to bother. That's the deciding factor. All right. So let's talk about summer sock camp. So in my last episode, I showed you a pair of socks. I'm quite sure they were finished. Yes, they were. And these socks, pair number 1 for summer sock camp. It was the Francis sock pattern by Emily Clawson of Salt City Knits. And then the yarn was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow sock set from Dandelion and Dogwood. And that one was really fun. And I did a different heel. I did a shadow wrap short row heel, which is the first time I had done that, which I highly recommend. And then I started another pair. This is my summer sock camp project bag. I was on Pinterest, and I have a board of a whole bunch of color palettes that inspire me. And I saw one of those and thought, I'm going to see what I have in my minis and scraps that match that color palette. So I found these. And to me, it was just very summery, tropical. And I knit most of one sock, and this is a new pattern by my friend Ashley, and it was the Mystic Wave socks. So I knit the, what size? Let me see what size she has. I didn't print all of this because I don't need all of it. Well, I did the 64 stitch cast on. I didn't print up the part that says those sizes, so I'm not sure, but she had warned me that I should go up a needle size and make sure I did, like I normally do a 60 stitch cast on for my socks with a 2.25 millimeter needle, and I was finding that that was getting to be too loose because my gauge has been getting too loose. So I thought I'm going to go down a needle size to a US 0, which is a 2 millimeter needle. And I cast that on and started a sock, and she said, no, you're going to want to make sure you do 24 stitches, which is what the pattern is written for, and go back up that needle size. I thought, I don't want them to be too big. But she's like, trust me, they're snug. So I did that, and I knit the leg, and I put it on, and it was snug, which was nice, but I could get it over my heel, so I thought, good. So I kept going, and I did the heel, and I did the gusset, and just a little bit more, and then I thought I should try this on again. How's this fitting? And I couldn't really get it over my heel. So I had to rip that all out. And so I'm back to my cuff. Where is it? I ripped it back to the cuff, and now I don't want to go up a needle size for the cuff because that fits great. But I'd need to go up a needle size for the body of the sock. Or what I might do is, because this is a really great wavy pattern without lace, without holes. So Ashley doesn't care for socks that have holes in them. So she kind of adapted the feather and fan pattern, the classic pattern, to make it so it had no holes. But that also reduced the stretch. So I'm debating on if I'm going to go up another needle size or 2 for the body of the sock, or if I'm going to only do the pattern on the top of the, like the front of the leg and the top of the foot, or if I will leave the yarn overs, leave the holes. I have to decide. But until then, I set this aside. I ripped out, I was doing it kind of scrappy, so I have all these little bits that I've pulled out in various amounts. And I have them here. I just have to, I don't know, just decide what I'm gonna do, but I'll set that aside. So if you got this pattern when it was free, I did not read. She said, well, you've got to pay attention to the gauge. On socks, I'm going to be honest, I never do, because I've knit enough socks that I thought, I know what, you know, what stitch count I like. I know what needles I like. So I didn't pay attention to that. But with this pattern, it's really important that you do pay attention to it. So I would recommend, if you got it, to make sure you either go up stitch count and needle size, or just put it on the front of you. Like, you just want to be aware that it's a tighter, like it doesn't stretch as much. Okay, so then I cast on another pair of socks because I really wanted to make socks for summer sock camp. So I had in my sock scrap basket here, I've had a baggie of scraps that I had like pulled together that I thought these would be pretty together and it's enough to make a pair of socks. And I put them in a baggie. And I had that sitting there while I was trying to decide what I was going to do with socks. And I was just looking at it thinking, that's what I'll do next, because scrappy socks are fun. So I grabbed that and I cast on 60 stitches with a US 0, a 2mm needle, and I knit scrappy socks. So I did a 1x1 rib, and I did 15 rounds of one color. Then I switched to the next one and did, I don't know, 3 to 5 more rounds, and then just kept going with that color, and then I would just switch whenever I felt like it. I did it in even numbers of rounds though. I did it in 4, 8, 10, and 12 round. Like, I just did that amount for any one of the colors. I don't know why. It's just, that's what I did. So it's blues and purples and whites, and I think that's really fun. I did a short row heel again, the shadow wrap short row heel, which was so fast, so easy, and you know what? I don't even know if it fits me. Let's find out. I haven't even tried these on yet. What I wanted to know is, do they fit me as well as a heel flap, heel turn and gusset, that kind that I always make? Do they fit me as well as that does? Because if it does, or close, then I'm just going to do that from now on. Okay. I think I made these socks a little bit, maybe a little bit short for that. I can't get my foot up there to show you. I'm not that flexible, but I think it'll work. I still think I either needed to add a couple more rounds, or I need to do the heel that I normally do. It's just with this, you can do a heel so quickly and be done and move on. I don't like doing the gusset. I hate doing the gusset. Like, I don't mind the rest of it at all, but the gusset I hate to do. We'll just see. I wove in the ends, like I would knit a couple of colors and I would go back and weave in the previous ends, because I do not like to have them done all at the end. That's a lot of ends. I used to knit over my ends as I went. Sometimes I'll still do that, but I sometimes find that it gives me a bit of a weird lumpiness. You can always see the jog. I don't ever do like a jogless join. I've tried several different jogless joins before, and I never felt like that they actually looked good. So I just let it have a line, and it's fine. This side once I got to the foot, somehow with the short row heel, my beginning of round ended up flipping, and so then I have the line on this side. Doesn't bother me. But I find sometimes when I knit over the ends as I go, you can't see it on here, but I end up with weird lumpy lines. When I weave them in after the fact, I don't see that. So it just depends on my mood, honestly. So I have second pair finished of socks. I had started another one before, so I didn't get that one done. So I've got 2 knit. And then after that, I pulled down, I have some boxes that I had wrapped of Make 9 projects that I wanted to do this year. And I unwrapped one that said socks on it. And I'm going to show you the gorgeous yarn. This was the bag that I even wrapped the bag up with the box because they're meant to go together. They're so cute. This was a gift from my friend Kimberly. I think, was it for Christmas or my birthday? I can't remember. But she and I send gifts to each other from time to time. And then the yarn that was with it was from Potions and Purls. And it was the Sweet Melody sock set. Oh my word, it's such pretty yarn. So here's the main color. And then the contrasting or coordinating mini. It's not contrasting, it's coordinating. This pink. Oh, so pretty. So I had wrapped up with that yarn and the project bag a pattern that I've been wanting to make, and it is the Broken Rope Broken Rope Socks. It's the DK version by Summer Lee Design Co. And in here, this sock she had made using a fingering weight held together with a strand of mohair. And then these, she held 2 strands of fingering weight yarn together. So my plan was to hold 2 strands together. I would do the cuff, 2 strands together, and the foot, you know, the leg and the foot, 2 strands together with this. So I did that. I got half of a sock done and just realized I did not like it. It was too, like, if you look at this looks squishy and drapey. But I was getting the gauge that she had. I was knitting it with the pattern she had. It just was thick and bulky and stiff. It just didn't look good, at least with the yarn that I had. And I was sad because I'm like, this is gorgeous yarn and I want to love what I make. So I ripped out that sock. So that seems to be the theme for summer sock camp for me this year, is knit a pair, rip out a pair. Well, I didn't do a whole pair, but you know, I'll knit most of a sock and decide, no, not right, and rip it out. So I decided I really want to love the project that I'm making with this yarn. And I remembered my sister, Emily, Salt City Knits, has a beautiful shawl design that is specifically for a sock set, a fingering weight sock set. It's called the Stansbury shawl. And let me fold this in half. This is what it looks like. You can't quite tell. It's a long crescent shaped shawl that's mostly stockinette stitch with some garter ridges in it. And then it has, the mini has kind of like a mesh section, and then it finishes with a lacy applied knit border. So I decided I'm gonna make that because I love this yarn. I want it to shine. And I started that last night after ripping out the sock. So I have just a little bit to show you. It's very simple, mindless, and fun and beautiful. Here we go. This is the shape of the Cheshire Cat's grin. There you go. Yeah, I think this is going to be beautiful. It will really let the yarn like just be the star. Love it. And this I am knitting with a US 6 4mm needle on a 40 stitch cable. I need to put away the sock needles that I'm not using. Let's put away all the sock needles I'm not using. There we go. I like this one because this is mindless, but the beginning and the end of the row all have something that you need to do. Like I need to pay attention to the beginning and the end of the row, and then the rest of it I can knit or purl. Up until I get to the lacy section. And then that will be also a fun part. I like knitting lace. I think knitting lace is fun. So I don't have socks on the needles. Instead, I've got a shawl. So my Make 9 changed from socks using this yarn to a shawl. Oh, I need to put this back in. So I also, because I'm into crochet, opened up another one of my Make 9 boxes. I had it all wrapped up. I actually recorded another episode a week and a half ago before I left on vacation, but I couldn't get it edited in time before we left, and then everything's out of date and it feels like it's been too long. I decided we'll just record another one. I unwrapped it on video. Maybe I should open that or share that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna share the unwrapping right now. I want to crochet some more, so I decided it's time to open my next Make 9 project. It is now June, and I am still working on my third project for my Make 9 board, and it's sitting in hibernation. So I guess it's time for me to start on another one. So what I did is earlier in the year is I pulled together my projects that I wanted to do with the yarns if I had them, and I was working really hard to use yarns that I have in stash. So for all of them, I think I had all the yarn or almost all of it. And I wrapped it up and I made a little note with a hint as to what's inside. So this says crochet garment. Well, I know what's in here. I remember, but also I just want to crochet. So let's open it up and see what my next Make 9 project is. That's crochet. It makes it like a fun surprise, like my birthday, even though I know it's inside. Okay, so this is what I have. I have the pattern and I have the yarn here. I'm going to be making this. These colors, do they even look the same? I think I picked similar colors to the picture. I didn't do that on purpose. Maybe I did. I'm pretty sure I picked the yarn they recommended. Actually, in this pattern, she had several yarn recommendations, if I remember correctly. But my daughter keeps talking about wanting granny square crocheted things, and I want to make this as a surprise for her. She'll see me working on it, but it's still, she doesn't know I was planning on making this for her. So these are the yarns. I went through my stash and pulled out. They're not all the same brand. Like I have Hobie and I have Shapias. I'm trying to remember. Forgotten. And I have some paint box. But the makeup, the yardage, the weight, they are all very, very close and interchangeable. So I've got, I'm going to be just mixing and matching where all of the squares are different, but they still coordinate and go well together. What it was that I didn't have, it seems like I ordered it. Maybe I didn't order it. I probably better order it. Is the main outside connecting yarn. I thought I did. I'm gonna have to go look out in my stash. Now I think I did order it and I started using it for something else. I'm gonna have to go see. Okay, so I have variation of blues, blue grays and sagey, like they're, you know, they're variations, but they go well together. And then these are slightly different, but close. So I've kind of got three colors that I'm working with. The beige, the blushy, peachy ones, and the bluish. I can't pick them all up. Okay, here we go. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty. My daughter will really like that. And then probably just a cream. I'm pretty sure that's what my plan was for the outside. So what do I need? What hook? It says US, G, and G plus, a 6 or 7, 4mm and 4.5mm. I'm gonna have to see. The granny square are 4 rounds each, but the 4th round is the main colorway, so I just do 3 rounds. So what now I remember why I did 3 different groupings, because this is one group. So I will do 1 round from each of these groupings, and I'll just mix up if this is the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, and the next one will be 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and then it will be 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Fire truck's going. And I'll just make a whole bunch of those, and then I will have to order or find the main color to do the 4th. It's gonna take a lot of these. I wonder if my daughter would want it to be this long, or if she would want a short one. I'll just get started making, and then I'll have to figure out what I think. She would either like it to be this long or that long. So I'm gonna have to figure out what she would prefer. But this is gonna be so much fun. Okay, since it's been so long, I don't even know what that video was, but hopefully it was good. Fingers crossed. It was probably a mess because I was in a rush getting out for our vacation. But let's move on. Do I have any more projects? No, no. Okay, now we're gonna go on to Happy Mail. I purchased the most fabulous yarn holder. I'm sure everybody has seen it by now, but if you haven't, just sit down, be prepared, because it's amazing. Here we go. Are you ready? Gotta move this. Oh, look at that. It's like a flower spindle in its own little gazebo. I love it. So I shared another one of these little yarn holders that you can, this one does the same thing. You can clip it onto something that goes on your wrist, and then it hangs on your wrist, and you don't have to have a bag. You can just put the cake of yarn over this cylinder, and it rests on here, and then as you pull the yarn, it spins and releases the yarn. So you can just let that like while you're walking. When I go to Disneyland and a lot of places, I tend to have like a pair of socks with me that I will knit while I'm standing, waiting in line, walking. So I can't do that with this. I mean, I could take this off and put it on the strap here, but it has its own gazebo. I mean, come on. And then in the little video and the listing, she had hung some of her stitch markers on here and it looked like flowers on the gazebo. How cute is that? So this was from Meili Designs on Etsy. M-A-E-L-I Designs. And they sold out really fast, but then I saw them available again, so I know that she keeps restocking them and you can choose what color flower you want. So now that I've shown you, I can use it. I'm really excited about that. That would be good for me, like when I'm outside in the backyard at night knitting, I can put project like yarn on that. That would be so fun. So cute. I mean, it's one of those things that it's a necessity. I don't know how I ever lived without it before. Okay, another flower related purchase. Oh, I didn't grab the other one. That's okay. Where did it go? I moved it somewhere. That's the problem. I have piles of things here. I bought some of the cutest seed stickers, seed packet stickers for my treasure journals. And I had another sheet of stickers, but I think these are so pretty. I also ordered a whole bunch of seeds, packets of seeds for next year. Oh, here we go. Here's the other stickers. This is from, just a minute, Katie Daisy, K-A-T-I-E Daisy, and I ordered these on Etsy as well. Sorry. This one, oh, this one's not stickers. This was a little art print, like postcard kind of thing, or just card. Just super cute. Love that. I really want to do some paper crafting. And then I got from my friend Kellie, who did the hand-dyed cotton yarns, I ordered some more. Because I showed you I only had bits like scraps left and I want to make more bags. I want to make a different kind of a bag. I want to do a granny square tote bag. So I didn't order all of the yarns because I think there were 12 or 15. I can't recall, but I didn't order all of them. I ordered the ones that were not variegated. So look how pretty this package is. There's cute little crocheted flowers. So cute, so cute. So let's open this up together. And you can see what colors I got. My favorite blue right here. So I have a pink and I have an orange. Oh, I love this orange. I have a purple. I have like a minty green. Oh. This pretty lemony yellow with speckles. Oh, it's blown out right there. It's blowing out. Oh, and she sent me 2 of my favorite blue. Cute. Love that one. And then I also ordered a white, a full skein for some contrast. So of the same base, because on the other bags, I found some that was like a cream color that was close to the same weight and base, but not exactly, but it was close enough. And I used that, but I only have a little bit left. But I really like this base, and I like that it's the same. And I also like that this is bright white. That's nice. And then she sent me some lovely yummies in here. Oh, I shared this with you last time, showed you cherry, oh, I thought it was cherry stripe. It's cherry ripe. Another one, and there's something else in here. I've heard of these, but I've never tried it. A picnic bar. We don't have that one here. And then, that's fun. I kept these stickers on that she gave me last time, but she just gave them to me without them being stuck to something. So I'm gonna go put those on my project books. That's cute. Caution, Yarn Addict, and I Love Color. Perfect. That's so fun. Now I can use those as well. I'll have to get these all caked up and ready to start playing with. So it's all crochet all the time. So that is my happy mail. Oh, that's not all of my happy mail. I didn't share. I opened up a box for my friend Kimberly. I told you we do a swap from time to time. She sent me the best box. I'm gonna grab what was in there. Popcorn buckets. 3 popcorn buckets from Disneyland. Okay, this little bird is like my favorite and her favorite, so it was really fun. This one is, I think it's pronounced Chubby. It's C-H-U-U-B-Y, Chubby, and this is a little bird that you see on the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I can't remember if that's the name of it, but I thought, wouldn't this be, I mean, it might be ridiculous, but I am anything if not ridiculous. A fun bag, like to just, I might have to like change the strap and it could be a bag. I love it. I love it. And then there was this one from Christmas time. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? And I thought this is a perfect keeper for like a project for my minis. I love it. And the straps can hook on here, but this is like a cute countertop, like cookie jar kind of thing. And then this one, so much fun. The Pixar Alien Pizza Planet truck. And it lights up. And it has a little, like this door opens on this side. And it has a little alien pizza delivery guy that comes out. I have a Nightmare Before Christmas popcorn bucket that has the same kind of thing, like in the back of it. It opens up, and my granddaughter loves that, and she will love this one. So I'm thinking I need to build a shelf in my yarn room, my sewing room, that is all Disneyland themed. I need to build a shelf just for the popcorn buckets to display those, because that would be so fun. I just love these. That was so sweet of her. We did a little swap for these. So that was my happy mail. I just love opening fun packages. Just love it. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't? Okay, so for shop news, I actually have not been back to work really, other than doing my Enchanted Nostalgia Mystery Minis Club. And then I also have been dyeing custom orders. So that's the majority of what I have been doing. But I do have a theme here of what I want to show you. I want to show you, first of all, last month's mystery mini club reveal. And I want to share you what this month's theme is. So let's do that first. Okay, let's move on over. I'm going to do it right here. Okay, so last month's theme was Summer Sweet Treats. So for June. And this is the postcard. This is the image I used for inspiration. I loved it, like the pastel neon colors, super bright. I loved those colors. And here are the minis to go with it. What do you think? This set is my absolute favorite so far. So they're all, well, there's 3 semi-solids, a pink, kind of a peachy pink, and like a pale neon orange. And then these 2 are tonal. I didn't want them to all be like solids. I wanted there to be a slight variation to it so that if you mix them up and knit like socks or something, it wouldn't just be flat. I wanted it to have a little bit of depth to it. So I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, probably not, but oh, I love these colors so much. I actually kept one more for me. I decided I wanted 2. So I have 2 sets for me. One that I've already caked up, and then this one so I could show it to you. And there is one right this minute. If it's still there, I don't know once this goes live, but at the time of recording, there is one of these extra in the shop. Okay, so that was June's. July's theme is right here. So, of course, I've got to get roller skating in there because that is a classic childhood favorite. Maybe not of everybody, but even if you didn't do it, maybe you wanted to do it. There were a lot of things I wanted to do that I didn't do, but anyways, I'm really excited for that one. That one is in the shop right now, the pre-order, and what happens is they get mailed the last week of the month, and then I list next month's. So a lot of the times you'll get a club where it's shipped to you and you get it at the beginning of the month. This one is shipped at the end of each month. So July's is now available for pre-order, limited number. Then what I wanted to do is I wanted to go through, now that we have done 6, I wanted to go through all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I thought it'd be fun to show you my stack. One of them is a finished project. My stack right here. Okay, so January's, it's the theme of this segment is it's all about the minis. So January was Fairy Tale Fantasy, and there were actually 2 postcards because I couldn't decide which one I liked best. So that was January's. And then February, I actually knit up already into a pair of socks, and it was Saturday Morning Cartoons. And here are the socks, and I shared this before. And this one is probably my most popular one. March is, we gotta get to March, right here. Is that March? Yes. That was Paper Dolls. And I had this sweet print of paper dolls. And I love this one because her name is Alicia, not Alice, but a form of Alice. And her favorite food, chocolate chip cupcake and tea. She likes tea. Her favorite book is Alice in Wonderland. And you can see that there's a white rabbit on here, a teacup. There's this outfit with someone in a house. So I thought that was really fun and fitting. And here are the colors of that one. These are softer, more subdued colors to go with the colors on the postcard. There are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extras of those in my shop right now. Okay, then that was April. April is Fairy Forest. Oh, I love this one. And the colors of that are, I'm trying to hold it up together so you can see the colors together. It's hard to see. It's hard to hold so you can see it. That is one that my daughter Claire, it is her favorite. And she's gonna come over sometime and we're going to dye all of these in full skeins for her. And then, what was that? May? March, April. Now we're on May, I think. Maybe I got this mixed up. Anyways, what month we're on. This one was Going on an Adventure. And I was thinking about when you imagine that you are treasure hunting, you're sailing a ship, maybe you're a pirate. So these are the colors. I showed this last time, that specific one. And then I showed you this month's Summer Sweet Treats. So that is all of them so far. I'm just loving these. I was thinking I was going to make a project each month with them, but I actually, it's hard to use them. I know I could dye them again. Will I? Probably not for myself. But they're just so fun. I might wait till the year is over and make one big project. Though they don't all go together. I might divide them into groupings that go better together. Because some are brights and some are muted. Some are more earthy. Like, you know, you want to have them go together really well if I'm going to combine. So, along with that, other minis that I have in my shop right now, I've got lemonade stand. I think I have 3 of these left. Do I have 3 of these? 1, 2, 3, I think. Yes. There are 7 of these, and I saw someone had knit a rainbow bridge shawl using these. Love that. Then I have 1 Mermaid Kingdom, which is the whole collection in minis. It's in an iridescent packaging, so it makes it a little tricky to see the colors, but I just felt like it needed to be iridescent for mermaid. So I have 1 of those, and then I've got quite a stack of these because I have never marketed these. I just haven't. I need to, because this is actually one of my favorites. These are the retro rewind favorites of mine that I put together. So this was from my retro rewind advent calendar. I picked 6 of my favorites and put them together into one set. for those that didn't get the advent calendar or just like fun, bright minis. And then I've got some of my Glitz and Glam Barbie mini skein collections together in their mini Barbie boxes. And I've got like 5 of one and 7 of another left. And then these are not just minis, but there are a lot of minis with them, are my Lucky Star sock sets, the kits, where it comes with one full 100-gram skein of yarn. If you do the retro wave, it's Jawbreaker, and then kind of brights. There are 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are there 8 or 7? I think there are 8 10-gram minis. And then if you do the roller rink, there's the black, which is black licorice, and neons and some brights. Like the red isn't neon. Not every single one of them is neon like the turquoise, but they're neon-ish if they're not neon completely. You know, like the purple is, and the yellow, and the green, and the orange, and like there's quite a few neons in there. So lots of minis. It's just, minis are my favorite. And then I have a whole bunch of gumball minis in the shop and gumball mini skeins that are already wound into cakes and put into little tiny dessert cups. So cute. I love minis. That's my favorite. It's not my favorite to dye and the prep for them, but they're so satisfying to get and to use, and they're just, I always call them little bite-sized nuggets of joy. So that's why I wanted to highlight those today. Okay, this is already a long enough episode, but if you made it all the way to the end, congratulations. I'm proud of you. 2 thumbs up, gold star on your forehead. Good job. So thanks for joining me today. I hope that you're doing well. I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.